All right, this is ACT number 9. It is a recent test from July of 2020. First problem, what is the value of x? If it's a parallelogram, then all the lines are parallel. What that means is that the angles have to be supplementary. Here's why. If the lines are parallel, then this 25 right here corresponds to the 25 right there. So the answer has to be supplementary to 25. So it would have to be 155, answer E. Okay, that continues all the way around. This one would have to be supplementary to the 155, and this one would have to be supplementary to the 25. So supplementary angles. We're looking for the average for the 5 days. So it was 30 on Monday and Tuesday, and 70 on the rest of the days. So what do? You add them up and divide by 5. So 30 twice plus 70 3 times gives me what? That's the total. Average is based on total. You divide by 5, and your average is H54. H. Greatest common factor is a program of mine. It's on here. Remember, my programs aren't all on there, but this one is. I put it on for this video. And 84, and the answer is as simple as plugging in, and the answer is 1. No common factor. So the answer is simply B1. Number 4, solving the equation, you could distribute and add the x, add 24, 3x is 60, and x is j20. You could also type that in to Math Last Solver. Remember that if you have this new calculator, you could put in x minus 12 plus x for the left side, and for the right side, you could put in 36. You hit OK. Y'all just hit OK twice. I have to go alpha solve on this slightly older model to get J20. Next page. What is the probability that the button is not white? Well, there are 22, and how many are not white? 10. So how many are not white? 10 out of the total 22. Answer is Mathafracca, so it would be 10 over 22. I'm still on equation solver. So it would be 10 over 22. Math-frac. And it gives me 5 over 11. Hey, this is an oldie but a goodie. It is ratio proportion whenever they do a map. So 1/2 of an inch is 12 miles. 5 inches is how many miles? So you cross multiply, and x divide by 1/2 or times by 2, and it's 120. Answer F. All right. What's happening here? 45 plants to sell. 42. 39. Oh, I get it. She's selling 3 a day. So I'm going to be careful. After day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. So after day 6, she has 27 left. Answer B. Movies, $5 a month plus $2 a movie. So it costs how much the number of movies rented per month, T, the total dollars in cost for the service. So it has to be the total cost equals 5, that's per month, plus 2M. Answer has to be H. Quadratic equation is answer the opposite. You could FOIL this with 2, 5, 3, and -4, and then put it into quad 2002. That would be fine. Or you could set the factors to 0 and solve. So it's -5/2 and positive 4/3. Answer C. All right. An 8x6 triangle is cut. A rectangle is cut into 2 triangles. What is the area of each triangle? Half. So it would be 1/2 of 48. 8 times 6, half of that is 24J. No overlap in 10th graders. So there's no overlap. So what did they say here? 2/3 of the class is in the band. 1/6, 1/10, and 1/60th. So which one did not participate in any? Add the fractions and see what's missing. So it's 2/3. I won't even turn it in to a fraction. I won't even do fractions. You could go A over B, but I'll just type them since they're simple. By simple, I just mean one term. Plus 1/10 plus 1/60th will give you a fraction of who's doing what? Math frac. So 19 out of 20 is doing something. What does that mean, y'all? 1 out of 20 ain't doing nothing. What is the smallest integer greater than? Well, ask your calculator what the square root of 61 is. It'll give you 7 point something something. Answer is 8H. All right, this is tricky for you SOHCAHTOA people. For you SOHCAHTOA people, the ratio. Wait. Why has that page disappeared? I can't find it all of a sudden. So the page just disappeared. All right. Well, I'll do it over here. The triangle says that the sine of C is 2/3. So that makes the ratio 2:3. But this side, AB, is given as 6. So we're looking for the actual AC. So since this 6 is 3 times, this guy's 3 times. So the answer is 9E. Okay, sorry about where 13 went. I don't know what happened to my video. 14. Okay, the term is given, and this is a perfect time for slope. Slope will give me the equation. So slope, you hit 1 or any of the ordered pairs. I'll do the last one, 5, 17, and I'll do the second, the last one, 4, 13. So the equation is y equals 4x minus 3. Answer H. 14 is H. Okay. What is the perimeter shown below? Well, perimeter means we have to add everybody. If this is 20 here and this is 8, this has got to be 12. If this is 14, then this has to be 6. So you just add up all the numbers. I'm real careful. I'll start from here and work my way around. 20, 20, 8, 6, 12, 14. So what does that make? When I add them all up, I think it's 80D. All right. Manuel estimates that they want, they disagree how much is left, so they're going to compromise by using something halfway. Halfway is the average. So halfway between two numbers, you add up 2/3 to 3/4, and you divide by 2. Once again, I won't use the fraction because I'm just doing it with single fractions, not complicated terms. So I add them up and divide by 2 and get 17 over 24F. Okay. So she's made 46 out of 60 free throws. If you check that to see if they are right, that's a percentage of 76.76. Well, if she keeps making them, how much to get to 80%? So I'll just start with the lowest guess. What if she makes 2 in a row? That would add 2 to the top and the bottom, and she'd be 48 out of 62. Is that good enough? No. Well, what's the next guess? The next best guess is to say 3 in a row. That would be 49 out of 63. Something tells me no. So what if she made the next guess is 10 in a row? If you added 10 to each, she would be 56 out of 70. Surely that'll make it all the way. 80%. Yay. The answer to 17 is C. Two functions, my bad, and we are looking for f of g of x. My students are going to hate this one. G of x, you copy it in as x squared plus 1, and then you plug that in to f in place of x. So you get 2x squared plus 2 minus 1, which is 2x squared plus 1. Answer to 18 is G. 19. Data A consists of 8 numbers listed below. and data. So I better do them in order. 62 looks low. 76 looks medium. 80, 82, 87, 94, 96. So what happens here, the median is right here is 81. So 8 is the same numbers, set B is the same numbers, and a ninth number which is greater than 90. So something greater than 90 goes right here. Okay, so that will make the median higher, because the median now becomes 82, not the average of the two numbers. Does that make sense? So the median gets higher, and of course the mean is higher because you added something big to the list, so both the mean and median will be greater. Both increase, not by a ton, but by a little bit. The leaky radiator has appeared before, okay? It's going to start with 480 ounces, and it's 4 per minute. So if you divide by 4, you get 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. So it's going to take 2 hours to leak out at 35 miles an hour. So you're going to multiply 2 times 35 and get 70. Hey, don't you love it? Program midpoint. So all you do is hit the midpoint program, and it's going to give you the middle of the two. Answer is B. So everybody cheer for that one. Yay, I got a program that does it. All right, linear. This is a good question. Linear means that it increases at the same rate. So let's look at K. We're up 1, up 1, up 1. Up 1, up 3, up 5. No. This one goes back and forth. This one goes back and forth. This one, you can't have the Y repeating. Here's linear. Up 1, up 1, up 1. Down 1, down 1, down 1. H is the linear function. All right. Triangle shown below. So what do we know? The biggest side is opposite the biggest angle. So C is the biggest, followed by B, followed by A. Whoops, I put them backwards. It's A. 24, ain't you happy? It's slope. 1, 5. And 17, 7. And it's going to give you the slope lickety split. I get 1/8. 24 is F. The perimeter of a rectangle is 36, and one side, the longer sides are 2 longer. So add up all 4 of those sides to get 36. 4x is 32, x is 8. So the longer side, this is 8, this is 10 when you plug it back in. The longer side is 10C. All right, this is a famous one. It is known by simul. Simul is going to allow you to do this. So first of all, there are 200 tickets sold. So 200 means that adults plus students is 200. Now what about the money? The money is an adult is $50 and a student is $25, and we collected 6,000. Then you run the simul, which I have in here, and all you do is hit the coefficients. 1, 1, 200, 50, 25, and 6,000. $41.60. That means that there were 40 adults and 160 students. The answer's F. On Monday, we sold one ticket to all 8 and assume this family is representative of the people. So 25 of the 200 were sold to first-time skiers. So, I'm sorry, it's the ratio is 25 to 200, and I was forcing the answer because I did this test earlier in the day. So it's how many is to 8, and the answer is 1. Now, careful, the answer has to be not first-time skiers, so that's 7. So it's how many are not. I blew it. I looked at the answer earlier. Now, this is the last one's based on this formula, and it says how many t seconds after she starts. Well, she hasn't started yet. So the t is 0. So if you plug in 0 for that, you'll get the answer. So it's 300,000 over 100, which is 3,000. The answer is H. So you just plug in t equals 0 to the equation, and you get the answer H. One side of a square is 18. So isn't the square 18 by 18? And one side of the rectangle is 6. 18 times 18 has to equal 6 times x. So x is 324 divided by 6. Answer E. Hey, chance to use the matrix program. Not a program, it's just an app. It's 2a minus 3b. So who can do it? Let's clear it. 2. You should be in 2 by 2 matrix to begin with. One of my tips in the class is to change it. So if you change it, you will get a different answer. Minus, so minus 3, and again, all I got to do is hit alpha 3 and type it in. It's kind of fast that way. When it's a 2 by 2, it's waiting for me. So there you go. A perfect example of how to use matrix. It gives you the answer, which is the first choice, F. Gotta love it. All right, what's this? It's saying she's experimenting, and the mice in the experimental group were given the high protein, and they were doing, the control group were not. The average time was how many seconds less. So what you want to do is add all these up. Now, when I'm doing 1 minute and 46 seconds, I'm just going to go 60 plus 46. And I'm going to add all 5. 2 minutes is 120 plus 2. 2 minutes, 20 seconds is 120 plus 20. And then 1 minute 51 is 60 plus 51. I'm getting them all. And then 1 minute 41 is 60 plus 41. That's all the experimentals. So I think they want the average. So I get 116. 116 is the average for the experimental group. Now I'll cheat on the control group. 2 minutes is 120, so it's 133. 1 minute is 60, so it's 109. 228 is 120, so 148. 2 minutes 7 is 127, and 1 minute 58 is 118. So if I divide that by 5 mice, I get 127. So what's the answer? It looks like it's 11 seconds difference. Answer B for 31. In the United States, 3-digit area code, huh? And they're going to let me use all the numbers. So it's 10 times 10 times 10 when I count it. Answer K, 1,000. All right, all this is saying, forget about all the fluff. How many x-intercepts, not counting 0 and 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we don't count the ends. The answer is C. All right. Divisible by x. Well, the least, so I try 21 first. 21 is not an integer because 9 don't work. Neither is 27 because 7 don't work. 36 don't work because 7 doesn't go in. What number do they all go into? J63. Hey, a parallelogram again. Well, if, what are the angles given here? So what is BAD? Guys, that's the same question as number 1. It's got to be supplementary to the 113. So it's 180. I'm glad we're doing this test. 113 from 180 is 67. The answer to 35 is D. All right, I'm glad this test come up because it's got the parallelogram a lot. They say in 36 that DC is 1/3 n plus 7. So they gotta be equal, huh? So 2/3 n minus 5 has to equal 1/3 n plus 7. Hey, you don't like doing that? Neither do I. Let's go ahead and use solver. Don't you love solver? You just go 2/3. No sense in putting n minus 5 and 1/3 n put x plus 7. Y'all just hit the F5 twice. I have to hit OK alpha solve. Looks like 36. So the answer is K, 36. Last question. Hey, 210 and 33. So guess what? They're A and C. So where do they meet? Why don't you meet me in the middle? So we got another midpoint problem, and the answer is program midpoint. You just midpoint those two, and that's where they meet. The answer is E. Pretty cool, huh? And which of the following is congruent to ABE? The one at the bottom. It's actually CDE. Okay. Cuff foil. A times A is A squared. A, that would be negative 2A root B plus A root B minus 2B. So that's A squared minus 1. And that looks like this one. 39 looks like B to me. All right, figure 8. So we got to run a figure 8. Figure 8 means I got to go through both circumferences. So what's the circumference? Is you can use circumference of the circle. Now remember the radiuses are half. So you end up getting 30 pi and 50 pi. Add those up, you get 80 pi. So it would be 80 pi divided by the speed of the train, which is 75. So 80 pi divided by 75, closest to 3 minutes. So the answer should be 3 minutes H. Okay, put this straight into the calculator. How many times does that happen? 4/5 to the negative 3/2. You're not going to be happy with me. The answer is 1.39. So, it's got to be one of those funky roots. It can't be A, and it can't be E. All right, so which one you want to try first? You want to try 5 root 5 over 8 first? Okay, so I'll just go 5 square root of 5 and divide it by 8. Yay, I got lucky. Notice I didn't put it as a fraction. I just typed 5 root 5 and divided it by 8. So 41 is B. Love it, huh? Do calculator and match it up. All right, this is my log program. We're looking for the first piece. So enter 1 first. Then enter 1 over 25. Then enter 2. And the answer is going to be 5. 42 is F. You could also go by log base and plug in the answers till you got it right. We've been over that in class. All right, who else lies on the line? What I'm going to do, you could graph it and see. I don't like that strategy because I know it's hard to graph. So, it's hard for me to see the answer that way. because it might miss it. What I would do is I would use slope and get the equation of the line. So another great use of slope, you could put any of the 2 points you wanted in there to get the equation. I'll just choose the first two, -4, 5, and 0, -3. And what does that give you to check? Y equals -2x minus 3. That's the line I got. So, test out the points. A is -3. If you plug in -3, do you get -4? No. Wait. Did I plug it in wrong? Let me try again. -4, -5, 0, -3. Something tells me I did something wrong. It's 1/2 x minus 3. Yeah, I knew it didn't look like that line. I must have typed in something wrong because I'm in a hurry. My bad. So I would think you'd have to be divisible by 2 to get a clean answer. So I'm going to try D. 4 would give me the right answer. So it had to be divisible by 2 to be clean. So it's got to be D. All right, how does this work? Ryan and Sampath start running laps in the same direction around an indoor track. Raya completes a lap in 16, Sampath 28. So how long do they meet at the starting line? That's least common multiple. It's the least common multiple of 16 and 28. So remember, when you enter 16 and 28, you're looking for a number that they both go into, and also you should hit one of the numbers twice. So hit 16, 28, 28. It'll give you 112. They used to do stuff like that more often, but this time they didn't include it. So PC. So according to this model, what will be the largest profit? Okay. There's a couple of tricks for doing this. The easiest, you could graph the parabola. You could also do quad 2002 and enter. How about taking the two zeros? It's the point in between. So it would be -4c, c minus 400. So the zero, I'm sorry, c minus 400, yes. So the highest point will be the middle. So it's 2 and 400 are the zeros. So the highest point is in the middle, or the average of the zeros. You know how that goes? If you're looking at a parabola graph, the average of the two zeros is where it touches in the middle. So it's going to be the average of 0. For this one, I just put numbers for their values. And the greatest is actually going to be not A over B, that's 1/4. Not B over C, but it's C over D is the biggest, H. A plus B would give me 3 over 5, and that's smaller than 3/4, as well as this one. So what I did is just put the numbers and got it. 47 is going to be the ratio to perimeter, so that's the sides, 2 and 3, are the ratios, huh? So the larger square is 324. So you call, whenever you see the colon, you say 9x squared is 324. What's 324 divided by 9? And that's x, 36. So, I'm sorry, that's x squared. So x squared is 36. That makes x 6. So this here is 12 and 12. 12 times 12 is the smaller one, and that's all they're doing is looking for the smaller side. All right, this one is you're looking for the man in the middle. So you're going to add square root of 5 to both sides. So you're going to have -1 plus square root of 5 on one end. That's 1.2. And you're going to have 4 plus the square root of 5 on the other. So you're between 1.2 and 6.2. So the set of numbers between 1.2 and 6.2 is going to be which of those? You guessed it, G. This is a classic. The wind, the maximum force is equal to KSV squared, where S is the surface area, V is the velocity, and K is a constant. So a 40-mile-an-hour wind, that's velocity, can exert a maximum force, that's F, on a 1 square foot surface. So I use this to find the K. The K ends up being 50 divided by 40 squared. Math frac. So the K is 1 over 32. Then I use that K in the next problem. So F equals 1 over 32 SV squared. So an 80-mile-an-hour wind would be 80 squared over a 2-foot surface. So it's 1 over 32 times 2 times 80 squared. That's squaring only the 80. And the answer is 400 for my force. Ta-da! D is 49. 50 is very confusing. That's your base, and you're going to build a depth of 4 inches. That's 1/3 of a foot. So what's the area of your base? This rectangle is 4 by 20, that's 80. And careful, this one's 4 by 6, 24. So the area of the base is 104. So it's area of base times height. So it's 104 times 1/3, or 104 divided by 3, 34.66. Now, what you have to see is the bag of concrete makes 0.6. So when you divide by 0.6, that'll give you how many bags you need. Well, 57 ain't going to do it. you got to go up to 58 to buy enough. I love this one. You can use SOHCAHTOA to find x and y. The sine of 20 is x over 12. The cosine of 20, I'm sorry, start over. The tangent of 20 is opposite over adjacent, x over 12. The cosine of 20 would be 12 over y. So x is 12 times the tangent of 20. I should be in degree mode. I must have changed for class. So 12 tan 20 is 4.36. And y would be 12, switch places. It would be 12 divided by the cosine of 20. $12.77. Now, how big is BP? Well, this is 4.36. So you subtract those two to get the answer 8.4. Because these are both radii of the circle. Cool problem. My trig students were not happy. All right. Average is total. The average of 10 scores is x, so the total is 10x. When we removed the highest and the lowest, that means it was 8 scores. The average was y. So which of the following is an expression for the average of the scores? Well, the highest score and the lower score must be the difference between what we had before and what we got now. So it's 10x minus 8y, and that's 2 people, so you divide by 2, and the answer is J. All right, I'll do it official first, because you can use your equation solver. 27 is 3 cubed, and 9 is 3 squared. That means that power to a power you multiply, and I would use quad 2002 to factor and solve this, or I can just factor it as 4 and 2, so the answers are 4/3 and 2. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? Oh, there they are, 4/3 and 2. Adventuresome people could use the equation solver, and that's a nice part of my course, so I don't want to cheat you out of that. But remember, there are 2 answers, so we go 27 to the power x squared. I ain't going to type n. And 9 to the power 5n minus 4. Okay, alpha solve. Bad guess. So what you do is you go close with the x to the answers. I just typed in 2 because I felt like it. There it is. And then what would be the other answer? it'd have to be 4/3, but let's just say I typed in 1. See, the calculator's going to find the closest answer to that when you hit alpha enter, and it gets aggravated, so you find it that way. You actually would have to type in the answer itself, so you'd have to type in 4/3, and when it don't move, you know you got a winner. So there it is, 1 over 1.33, which is 4/3. Okay. All right. Rolling dice is a fun game, and of course, it's the numbers are going to be 2 doses a toss. What are the chances it'll be less than 6? What you got to do there is a combo of all the numbers, 1 and 1, 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4 and 1, 5 and 1, 6 and 1. And then what it does is it gives you 1 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So less than 6 are only going to give you these right here. So 4 and 1 makes 5, and 3 and 2 make 5. These are the only ones that are going to be less than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rolls. So it's 10 out of 36. So it's going to be 5 out of 18 G. Less than, so the 6th roll is not allowed in the counting. Another way would be to physically write the answers. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. Oh, that's it. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. That's it. 3, 1, 3, 2. That's it. 4, 1, 4, 2. That's it. I'm sorry, 4, 1. That's it. So that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 possibilities. Last page. At 2 p.m., she leaves in her car at 68. So the other one is at 57, and they're going to go 240 apart. So they start and go like this. When do they pass each other? When they've traveled 240. So you add up your x's, and you get 240 over 125. 240 divided by 125. It's not quite 2 hours. It's 0.92 of 60. Since there's 60 minutes in an hour, it's 55.2. So it's 1 hour and 55. It's real close to D is the answer. 10 points are in a plane. No 3 are collinear. How many lines? So 10 points. How many points can I draw from you? Well, I can draw 9, huh? In fact, I can draw 9 from all 10 points. So it's 10 times 9. I can draw 10 from you. I'm sorry, 9 from you, 9 from you, 9 from you, 9 from you. However, I'm counting the line from you to you twice. In fact, I'm counting all of the lines twice. So what do you do with 90? You divide by 2 and you get 45. Okay? This is playing with factorial. 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 3 factorial is that. They cancel. N plus 1 stays ahead by the highest number. So n plus 1 is the only survivor. N and everybody else gets knocked off by the n factorial on the bottom. So the answer is just simply 120, which is 6 times 5 times 4, the survivors, times n plus 1, who is the other survivor. Which must be true for each set of 4 consecutive. No way. Because if they're consecutive, they got to have 2 in it, huh? So, no way. At least 2 have a common factor, yes. Because at least 2 of them have to be even. And at least one of the 4 is a factor of the other? Come on. No way are these factors of each other. So the answer is G. It's statement 2 only because they're even. X plus 1 to the 4th is x plus 1 times x plus 1 squared. So it's this times itself. Now the x squared term is going to be all the middles. So it's 1 and 4. When you FOIL it all out, it's 6. All right, what about this one? This is looking like a law of cosines. So we're looking for the length A to B. This angle's 20, which makes that 70, which makes this 110. So I have it. The guy wire squared is equal to 60 squared plus 25 squared minus 2 times 60 times 25 cosine of 110. And when I look at it, what did I teach y'all in class? Look for the opposite the angle last. There it is, it's K. And you are done in 1 hour. I finished in 58 minutes.